I was hired to sleep through a hub video. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't a hub video. Okay, let's be upfront about this. Yes, I'm a corn star. No, I'm not open to DMs. No, I'm not including pics or my actual stage name. I'm pretty small time, although I'm sure some of you have heard of me, and I don't want this to damage anyone's professional reputation. I don't want to piss off the wrong people. I think the reasons will become pretty clear in a bit. I don't think anyone really cares about my biography, but let me just say that I've been doing this for a couple of years, and for the most part, I like what I do. Like any job, it's got its ups and downs, lots of them, but I still end up having fun most of the time. There's a lot of good people in the corn industry, and even after this, I stand by that. But with what happened recently, I don't think I can work again. The shoot was a pretty normal gig. It was a scene for a smaller website I'd never heard of before. But they paid, so I was fine with it. Admittedly, the pay was a little light, but money is money, right? Besides, the director told me that my role was going to be a little less corn and a little more actress, which I was fine with. I know no one watches corn for the story, but the scene had a simple and kind of generic setup. I was supposed to be having a sleepover with the actual leading lady of the shoot. She was a better-known actress than me, and I was honestly kind of excited to get to meet her. I won't drop her name here, so let's just call her Pepper Petite. If you're smart, you can figure it out. My dad would be played by a dude named Kevin Koch. I'm sure by now you know where this is going. Kevin would come in, flirt with Pepper, and they'd fuck in the bed while I pretended to sleep soundly. Not exactly standard, but I was just happy for the easy money. Who wouldn't be? On the day of the shoot, I got ready and drove to the set. It was an upscale-looking mansion that the director had rented for the week. I figured he'd probably been shooting almost constantly since he'd rented the place. It was clean, as most sets were, and there wasn't much of a crew there. Just the director, a couple of camera guys, and a boom operator. I'd never actually worked with this director before. His name was Jackson Masters. I got the feeling it wasn't a stage name. Jackson didn't give me any odd vibes. He seemed friendly when he greeted me at the door, offering me a beer from the stash he kept in the fridge. I accepted because I figured it would be easier to pretend to sleep if I was a little buzzed. "So glad you could make it out today," he said with a warm smile, as if we were at some summer beach party as opposed to a corn shoot. "Oh, well, it's my pleasure," I said. "I've heard really great things about you, and when I saw it was you, I thought it would be a lot of fun." All complete bullshit. But he didn't need to know that. Why not make the connection, right? Especially if it might lead to more work in the future. He actually blushed when I said that and took a sip of his beer. Well, you know, I'm just starting out. Hey, we should go meet the rest of the cast. They're right upstairs." He gestured for me to follow and led me up to the bedroom where the other two actors were talking. Pepper Petite lived up to her name in person. I know her entire gimmick was being very petite, but damn, she was really tiny. Her infectious smile widened a little when she saw me enter the room. I wasn't sure if it was genuine or not. She got up to greet me and exchange introductions. I'll admit I was a little awkward about it. "Nice to meet you," I said. "I'm a huge fan." What a great way to ruin an introduction. Good job, me. Pepper didn't seem offended, though. She just laughed and tossed her golden hair back. "Really? I'm so glad. I saw some of your work too, you know. You're really great. I'm glad you get to join us today." Her smile widened. "Maybe we can do another scene together sometime?" I was a little disappointed when I heard it was just me. My heart fluttered. Pepper was attractive, but that wasn't what got to me. It was the idea of working with someone I truly admired. Now that was something interesting. "By the way, let me introduce you to Kevin," Pepper said, taking my hand gently. She led me towards the man in question. Kevin Koch was just about what I expected. I don't think I even need to describe him. He looked like someone who'd call himself Kevin Koch. 30s, tanned, lean, and with the general short-cropped male haircut. I had a feeling I'd forget he even existed when I left that house. Pepper and I did a few run-throughs of our scenes together, although none of it went really well. I was kind of impressed by her as an actress. Obviously, she wasn't quite in Hollywood league, but she seemed so full of energy. "I've really been looking forward to this all week," she said. "We're going to have so much fun together." She didn't even look at the script. Not that there was much of a script. A finger brushed against her lips. She sucked on it seductively. "Will your dad be home?" "I think he'll be in his office, so he won't bother us too much," I replied. My lines felt stilted. At least we weren't filming. "Oh." Pepper sounded genuinely disappointed. She put on an exaggerated pout. "Well, hopefully he'll at least come to say goodnight to us." God, that writing was cringeworthy. Not even Pepper could have saved it. We did a few more run-throughs before Jackson actually started filming. He only did a few takes. This wasn't what people would be paying the very fine porn site to see after all. The next shot was to be us getting into bed and going to sleep. My time to shine. Pepper went to get a bottle of water before the actual fun began, while I had another beer. "Quick note before we start," Jackson said, going up to me. I was halfway through my bottle. "We're going to be moving the camera around a lot. I just want to make sure I'm reminding you, no matter what, don't open your eyes. You've got to sleep through the entire shoot." I nodded. "Yeah, sure thing," I said. Jackson's smile faded. "No matter what, don't open your eyes," he repeated. "Promise?" I nodded. "I promise. I'll keep my eyes closed until you tell me to open them." He seemed satisfied with that and let me finish my beer in peace. Pepper came back with her bottle of water and finished it off halfway before leaving it on a table out of the shot. I put my beer beside it. "Ready to get paid?" I teased her. Pepper giggled. "Always." "We're going live," Jackson said, and Pepper and I got into our positions. Jackson counted down and the scene began. Pepper and I both climbed into bed. I pulled the duvet over me. I could feel her tiny body beside me, almost dwarfed by me. "Good night, Pepper," I said. "Good night," she replied, chipper as always. Although the lights were still on, we both mimed sleep. I kept my eyes closed tight but listened intently, knowing what was about to come. I heard Kevin's footsteps outside the bed and listened as he sat down on it. I felt his weight on Pepper's side of the bed. "Mr. Smith, what are you doing?" Pepper asked with flirtatious indignancy. "It's all right, I just wanted to say goodnight." Kevin crooned. "After all, when my little girl brings my favorite one of her friends over, I've got to say hi, right?" "Oh, Mr. Smith," Pepper giggled. "You're so nice." "Yeah? You want to be nice to me, baby?" "Oh, yes, Mr. Smith." And that was when the kissing started. I lay there listening as the two made out and let my mind wander. This bed was awfully comfortable. I liked the duvet too. It was really warm. I might actually have dozed off. I heard the shuffling of Kevin's belt buckle and the wet sounds of work being done. It was all things I'd heard before. Nothing special. I was busy thinking about how much I liked the pillows and focusing on not opening my eyes. When the first satisfied moan escaped Pepper, I shifted a little to make room as the two bodies lay down on the bed beside me. "Oh, Mr. Smith, what if we wake her up?" Pepper asked. "She sleeps like a rock, it'll be fine," Kevin assured her. Sure enough, the term rock was associated with what was happening in that bed, but it wasn't in relation to my fake sleeping. Pepper moaned and swore under her breath as they did their job. I could hear his breathy, dirty talk. "You're such a bad girl, you're a dirty slut. I love how dirty of a slut you are." Real original. For fun, I took everything I heard as out of context as possible and made up silly scenarios in my head as I feigned sleep. Everything seemed to be going according to plan, and I'd likely be done in about 45 minutes or so. Then I heard the first cry of pain. "Ouch!" It was from Kevin, surprisingly. "Not so hard." Pepper giggled. "Sorry." I could hear her smile in her voice. Kevin cried out again. "Ow! No! What are you— No! No, no!" His word was broken down into a long, drawn-out and horrified scream. The change was so sudden that it made me physically jolt. I almost got up and looked over my shoulder to see what was happening, but Jackson's words stuck with me.
Thanks for watching the video.